finance, it is nerve-wracking. We spoke about that at the start. So you get the deal through, you send it to your broker, they put that forward to the bank that they're going forward with, and then you have to basically sit on your hands and wait for the bank to come back to you with a letter saying we have accepted your loan application, and that's when it goes to be a basically unconditional finance. So you're all approved, and then it's just doing that transaction, and your solicitor or conveyancer will help with the handover of finances and funds.
Yeah.
But before,
so they'll talk together. The bank and the solicitor talk together and work all that out, and then we'll talk about pre-settlement and stuff soon.
Yeah. So the next step for you then is, once you've got all those boxes ticked, your building press is good, your finance has been all approved, and then you just have to wait around for settlement, however long you've negotiated that. And there is always a pre-settlement inspection where you can go into the property before it settles. At this stage, the owners have got all their stuff out, or the tenants have moved out. You can go through, and it's an important thing to do. If you can't do it yourself, obviously having a property manager on your side to go in and inspect the property if you're going to rent it out, to make sure they're going to be looking around what needs to be done to get this up to rent.
Yes.
I don't want a headache. So
they're going to be taking photos of things that need to be.
Yeah, and the reason why you do that is because often people don't leave properties the way that you expected. There might be holes in the wall. There might be, especially those the wall-mounted TVs. They take the TV off. They might leave the wall mount thing on. It's an eyesore. It's simple stuff. You might just have to, bog and
just change a few things.
Repaint it. But if you can get them to do it, do it every day.
Yeah, prior to settlement, you want to push for that to get done. Because it should be on them.
Yeah.
You don't want to back out on a finance clause. They don't want you to back out on a quote unquote finance clause because a couple of things that need to be fixed in the property aren't up to scratch and you don't want to deal with it. You wouldn't do that, but it's something that you can use to your advantage. Also, when it comes to settlement, the solicitor will let you guys know how much the final figure that you need to have in a certain account or put into a certain account for your deposit on that. So you'll liaise with your finance broker and your solicitor to know what that final settlement amount is for that deposit, which I think is pretty important to note.
Yeah, because that just gets sucked out of your account.
Yep.
And then you get a whole new bank account with all you have negative, you're in debt by hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, or more depending on the asset.
But the key is you're holding an asset that's appreciating in value, and you're leveraging your, call it $100,000 to control a $600,000 asset, which when it compounds and grows over time, your equity component is multiplying.
It's a really good book by George Anton called The Debt Millionaire. One of my previous business partners said go away and read that, and I suggest you guys do too. It's really, really good.
Yeah, we want to get it into the website, right? With a link.
Yeah. So we'll give you guys a bunch of books on our site that we recommend to basically get you guys set up for investing in property and then also scaling a property portfolio. Books that we have read that we recommend that you should on your journey. So we'll send you a link, probably in the show notes. It'll probably be powells.au/books, to be honest. But the link will be in the show notes, or you'll be able to find it on the site pretty easy. So then you've got your finance settled, your pre-settlement settled. Then what?
Well, then you got a handover.
Yeah.
That's the last stage where you go in, you get the keys. If you've got a property manager who's doing that, then they pick up the keys for you. It's a fantastic service. Love property managers. But you pick up the keys, take a copy, make sure you've got multiple, keys. You don't want to give your keys to, say, a tenant, and then if they lose it, which sometimes they do, then you have to get a locksmith out. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway, the title's all changed to your name. You now own the asset. Congratulations, you've now invested or you've bought a property that not many people can do in their lifetime. So sit back and just think about what you've achieved. It's a very important part of someone's life, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Not many people do get there. So
it's an absolute game changer because you're buying something at market price and it's going to be at a very different price in the future, and you're using debt to do it, and you basically typically should be, depending on the asset you purchase and the deal terms, but you should be beating inflation and putting your money to work for you rather than you working for your money. And the larger, I shouldn't say the more properties you have, but it should be the larger the amounts or the valuation of your property portfolio, the better off you're going to be.
Yes, I caveat with cash flow.
Cash flow, yes, and amount of debt as well. So we will have to talk about selling out strategies and for people that are retiring versus like aggressive growth strategies like this guy Jaryd's doing.
Yeah, but I mean, you're young, you've got that time too.
Yeah.
It compounds, and you have an aggressive acquisition phase, and then you just sit back and let it compound over time. But we're always checking in from where your cash flow sits to make sure you can support that property.
Of course.
And you want to be able to make sure that portfolio is holding its own. Unless you've got a higher income and you want to reduce tax, but you should never invest for tax purposes.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree.
And you can't retire. Or there are strategies out there where you can retire on, I guess, the equity. But in order to do that, and this is what's a fall in the strategy is.
This is another pod in itself, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
It's because it's what do they call debt recycling?
Yeah, well, you're pulling the equity out and you're using that equity to fund your lifestyle. In order to do that, you need cash flow. So if you want to retire and you have no cash flow, then you can't pull the equity out. So it's a null and void strategy. You have to sell down that asset, and then that asset becomes, I guess, you're realizing its net worth, and then that cash is now held in today's dollars. And if you're not investing that cash, then it's appreciated over time because inflation's eating away at your worth of your cash.
And some people don't understand when you take equity out is you're increasing your amount of debt.
Yeah, if you're doing so then your ability you have to service that.
Correct.
So you pull out $100,000, you had $700,000 in debt. Now you've got $800,000 in debt, so you're paying the debt on that.
Yeah, you could call it kicking the can down the road, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap this one up, guys. Everybody, thank you for listening. Make sure you go and hit us up at hello@propertypals with any questions you have, and we'll speak to you soon.